Alright, we are back. We're gonna try and finish the Thavnir location. I tried fixing something that didn't work. Okay, she's brilliant, beautiful, kind, and understanding, and did I say she was beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day, and those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Not what I was looking for. I have to fix something. Yeah, there's something I wanted to fix. I was working on some Hildebrand not that long ago. But in order to get what I really need... Oh look, you can see the tower now. Just radiating evil. Look, we got a thing coming up. Well, that's one. I'm gonna be stupid and risky and try something I probably shouldn't. Okay. I was just like, I probably shouldn't do this, but... I saw it move my periph, so I'm like, yeah, gotta fix that. I guess someone in my free company was just like, yeah, I was expecting to finish Dawn Trail by today. And I'm like, it's been out, like, not even, well, it might have been out, like, a week. But even then, whoa. I forgot about this. I know they're not dead, but... Jeez. What class are you? You are currently mining. Alright. I could probably fix it here.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
We have guests.
Well, I don't trust this.
You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
Oh, wait, never mind, I remember who this is.
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see
Oh
on
my
your
god,
weapon?
the look on his look in his eyes. Stevie's
Speaking
like
of dragon
absolutely
blood, You
terrified.
yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
I should like to draw a file or two, if so. Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you assist us with ours. Though Krell herself is tied up in another investigation, Sapphire is an eminent, eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed, we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of aether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the Satrap Beta's alchemists create enhanced talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we're still in the midst of testing, but we're quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct field tests, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Nothing complicated, I assure you. We only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you, with your permission, of course. In that case, Oriange and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect I could do with more hands. Or I suspect you could do with more hands. We will be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you're ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night. The drunken Depa. Deepa? Depa? A Deepa is a lantern presented by the god to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficiency. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emanating a powerful blast of aether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. Oh boy. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall observe from a safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat. Commencing exposure testing, which is safe distance if you're not the subject. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resume test. Please follow. Okay. Safe from harm. Let's confirm. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. And with that, test is complete. Let's collect and deliver means with the. I love how it's like, collect me. It was like, yes, please collect me and continue on. I return. Not on your knees. A promising sign, but come Let me take the Deepa off your hands. Here you go. Ideally, my goal is to get to the tower. Thank you. I shall replenish its aether when we test the talisman. So no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort. You're feeling perfectly fine. Yep. Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your aether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Are you capable? Are you a capable warrior too? You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amiable to assist me in another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, and we have exhausted our stores of the key ingredient for it, spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here. I would like you to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we travel alone at our peril. You will not come. You will not come with me as. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. I am in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to the Kadagia Footfalls. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. Around the mountain we go. If I remember correctly, this is a while I dig, fight these things off. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Yep. Alright, let's go. Gods, that gave me a fright to think that the moment I venture outside the safety of the work, thank the sisters I've asked you to come with me. Hope you're alright. Yeah, I'm alright. Good, good. Let us continue. It isn't far now, just up these pillars and up to the rise. Alright, I know I'm gonna fight something, hopefully. Maybe. Or not. Or not. Alright. Mount up. Oh, no, there's something to fight. Giant alligator looking. And here we are, Kadagia's footsteps. Kadagia was a great dancer who followed, and those who followed in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy, oh, this would have been interesting if I'd done this as a dancer. Benefit of spirit weed grows from abundance. I will set about harvesting once. Stay in guard.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing. Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owe? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat? with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal. Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
I have enough spirit wheat to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? They've got some crazy mountains in this game. Sapphire, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're a little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept this as a token of my gratitude. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you're both back. Excellent. What's this kid's name again? Varshan. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when I looked last, there were still plenty. I suspect that was before Urianger told everyone about their tempting cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain. But we need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I cannot in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Sapphire, you go with them. Yep. In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing its hardness to ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it can be found is aptly named Giant Skull's Grounds. Is it far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time? May we impose upon you once more? Yeah, why not? Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, seek out a man named Zainua. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens that I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May I borrow a pair of Hamas? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I'll bring the Hamsa. I don't know why I said Hamas. Hamsa to the entrance. Oh, that's right, because we're going to ride over there. I don't understand this arc thing, but okay. Oh, that's right. riding on the giant dodo-looking things. Here are Hamsa. If the creatures look familiar, it's because they are close kin to your A or Z dodo. On account of the set hatchery situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its movements as an outpost. This is where my errand takes me. Your own destination is a stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us make for the outpost first. We set forth at your word. Let's go. Oh yeah, because it's so weird how my character has to ride it. And here we are. Manned by the Radiant Host, this outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Jeez. Well, who should it be but young Varshan? On an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wishes to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. Technically unwavering dedication. We simply do our duty, and we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, he treats us. His treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle. No place for children. I have a feel, if I remember correctly, he is the satrap. Your predecessor too often traveled alone. It's been, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he now may be, yeah, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but I still worry about you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Hanish, by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Sapphire Dustine of the Aorzean contingent contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Eorzea, you say? Towers have appeared there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Give us the unprecedented nature of the threat. Some of ours are understandably anxious and would be glad of any tidings you can share. You two, bring Vershawn the latest report and answer any questions he may have. The armor looks very heavensworthy. It occurs to me that I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and only admit capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in Eorzea? Eorzea. I don't know why I flipped that. Do they likewise spawn monsters? Yes, they do. It's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outside aid to be answered. You wish to know about the tower. To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folks have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did on the Isle of Nadunar. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting aether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? They're not. Our struggles not as well. Our struggles are not unique. Then our hope still lies with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they are ready. Ah, I've heard about you, the visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telephori? We know that they're the ones behind the tower, and that they've declared war on the whole world. But why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was as enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and trading hub both, Razat Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your accounts. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the Hamsa, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. We will meet again. I feel like he's the satrap. Just, I don't know, gut feeling. It reluctantly offers you a ride back. Well, I thought it was going to take me where I wanted to go. Where are we going? If you're looking for Hamsa, try to save the Hiroga. Should you have need of it? Yes. But where am I going? Oh. I hate how it's in the small map. And... Oh. No wonder I didn't see it. It's so tiny. Okay, that mountain's really cool, but how do you get it? Like, I do kind of want that mount. Like, I just want to get to where I'm going for this one. I will deal with the beast later. Here we are. This is indeed the giant Gaul's grounds, and I am Zainaha. Is there something you require? Giant skulls for the alchemist, you say? But of course they shall have it. They labor tirelessly to deal with the tower. It is the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. Here you are, a sack of the purest giant skulls. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. Now we head back to the camp. When you deliver it, let the good folk of the Great Work know that we're grateful for their efforts. If they need more, they need but ask. Am I going the right way? bypass it? No. I was just like, wait a minute, where did everyone randomly come from? Like, is the hunt train, not the hunt train, is the fate party happening or something? All of a sudden there's like everybody. I'm like, where did you guys come from? I do love that about this. I forgot I could have just teleport there. I do love how this game is just like, yeah, everybody join in. Open fate, let's go. I need to check on my food. Welcome back. Dear, I hope you have the giant skull. There you go. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you for bringing these. Now we have everything we need to make our prototype. One that should be capable of passing our rigorous test. When it's ready, it will be time for the true test, so please take your time. Please take your ease while you can.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that. What is it? What did you see? Daniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last! Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless. Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Daniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
This is a rather finer boat than I expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. Oh, and if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. Of course, I pray that doesn't come to that. I pray it doesn't come to that. But you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind, and perhaps our only hope for toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate to do what must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could. So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What? Oh, there we go! Oh, there we go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting. Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes? Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Armor, at your service. Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. How ever do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter, we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Armon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Van Daniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Mistress Nada. Manusia Preserve. Just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. Something's gone awry, hasn't it? What happened? So it was Van Daniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily lest we endanger Nihana and the other captives. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Nihana's colleagues included. I'll call them together for gathering, but I think it best if you were the one to explain. answer me this. Doni Nidhana is trapped in the tower. She's still alive, yes? Yeah. Then we must make warding skills as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This will not prove that peril to herself. So let us make more skills, that she and all those who are taken might be saved. I, as my alchemist, this is how we will help win the fight. My friends, the satrap has been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl that he might personally discuss the production of the warding skills with you. And for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nihana noted your vital contributions to the talisman's creation. This fact came to the satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. In addition to thanking you in person, he would also discuss further avenues of cooperation. And so, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Razakhan for an audience with His Excellency? We should be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be to the benefit of all. Then it's settled. Please come to the gates east of the Giant Skull grounds, and I will show you into the city. All present, then let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times.
A vast rock squats upon Favnir, and to its stony surface clings the city of Rads at Khan. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets. But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Here we are, Megadota. It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside. Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radzat-Han. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
I just remembered this whole sequence. Yes, this is the satrap. Right.
I assume you speak of Nidana. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
And this is the reason why Estinian was wondering about the dragon skills.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
I, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn, I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzat Han had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive with the Aura, adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radzat Han.
But if Vritra is still here, then your position as satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
"'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Radzat Han. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will."
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered, Estinian warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another. Yet did neither one of us bear his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Rad's Adan. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go, steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm, or the ruler of Rad's Adan, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but now we have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Sharlayan and muster a suitable crew for a foray into the Tower of Zod. Oh, and if you hadn't already done so, be sure to attune to the Aetherite here before departing, unless, of course, you enjoy violent nausea. Okay, well then we're just heading to Sharlayan then. It's a little odd. They're like, make sure you tune to the Aetherite here, and I'm just like, I think we already did. Just as I was getting used to the balmy Favnarian, we're back in Chili Shoreland. Take care not to catch your death. We need you for battles to come. Now then, everyone appears to be here, so let us take stock of all the developments and discoveries. Alright, with that, we're going to leave it there for this video. I honestly don't know when this is coming out. I'm going to say about September, give or take. But until then, be good to yourself, be good to others, and stay true to you. Laters.